KLIA-2, located next to KLIA, KLIA-2 is set to be the world's largest dedicated low-cost carrier terminal, accommodating up to 30 million passengers a year.
A very good morning to everyone. Today we will discuss about the impacts and solution during and after the construction of Project KLIA-2 Malaysia. Before I proceed with the impacts at construction, I would like to introduce you Kuala Lumpur International Airport to KLIA-2. KLIA-2 will have the capacity to update 30 million minimum effort travellers with procurement to extend to 45 million travellers a year. The advancement of airplane terminal development like KLIA-2 was because of the interest of the district and improvement. So now, I will bring everyone to understand about the impact facing during and after the construction of the project. I am glad to invite Nurul as our guest to discuss about the problem. Hello madam, morning.
Good morning.
Regarding the construction of KLIA-2, generally, what are the impacts of the construction to the environment?
Okay, construction of airport is a mega project. It will require a large area of space. The impact that we face during and after the construction of project: first, biodiversity impacts; second, climate change and air pollution; third, noise; and fourth, water pollution.
Just now you have mentioned about pollution. Can you briefly explain on each of them?
We have two pollution: air pollution and also water pollution. The airport creates a range of potential pollutants, including the IC agents, maintenance and painting chemicals, testing of fire equipment, and fuel leakage and spillage from refueling and storage. During operation, this can either leach into groundwater or the rainwater that falls on parking lots, buildings roofs, aprons, and taxiways and other areas will contaminate those chemicals and run off into drain, which can pollute nearby water sources. The polluted water sources will affect the aquatic fauna, as those chemicals will lower the level of dissolved oxygen, DO. Hence, the fish will die as the food sources has been limited and polluted.
Is there any climate change impacts occurs after all? Can you elaborate more on it?
Of course, there is climate change. Airports and aviation generate greenhouse gases in three main ways. First, flights are the largest source as aircraft emit large quantities of carbon dioxide, CO2, carbon monoxide, and other gases during takeoff and landing. Secondly, ground traffic is the second largest source. Vehicles, including construction vehicles, traveling to and from the airport and around the airport generate carbon dioxide. Airport buildings require electricity and heating, unless this comes from sources that do not use fossil fuel, example, hydro or wind power. The energy production will generate greenhouse gases. Airport construction also generates carbon dioxide through embodied energy. The pollution of air causes the atmosphere to absorb more heat from the Earth's surface and lead to climate change. Besides that, air pollution can affect the health of people, animals, and plants.
Okay, besides pollution and climate change, what are the other factors that gives impact to the environment?
Okay, biodiversity is the other factor. Biodiversity impacts refer to impacts on plants and animals. These include the reduction in the type and extent of habitats, bird strike and roadkill, disturbance from light pollution, noise and aircraft or vehicle movement, and air pollution. During the construction of airport, a large area of habitat is split into smaller areas by road or fence, hence habitat fragmentation occurs. This will directly destroy the habitat of the plants and animals that live there. Besides that, after the construction of KLIA-2, bird strikes occur when aircraft hit birds during takeoff and landing are a significant hazard to aircraft. Next, pollution from airports and roads can attract animals either directly or indirectly that affect migration patterns where animals travel, of course.
Right now, we are discussing on the impacts of construction of the airport. So, I think maybe there is noise pollution occur, isn't it? Can you explain more on it?
Well, noise can be significant during the construction and development of the airport project. The most significant sources of noise and vibration from airport operation are aircraft during the landing and takeoff in short form L2O cycles. The noise also can come from ground operation equipment, including aircraft taxi, operation of ground support vehicles.
Well, thank you, madam, for the information. Hello, good morning.
Hello, morning.
Welcome, Mr. Shafiq. In the perspective as a professional engineer, usually what is the type of pollution that occur during and after the construction?
Okay, the type of pollution occurs during and after construction is biodiversity impact, noise, air and water pollution are the main environmental impact caused by airport.
So, what is the best way of solution we can take to encounter the problem arise?
Okay, biodiversity impact is the main effect during and after the construction of project because it will make the habitat of plant and animal loss. The measures such as translocation, restoration and creation of habitats, rescue of important species, designing river channel to minimize hydrological and ecological change are able to maintain the ecosystem of flora and fauna. Okay, next. Noise pollution is one of the several problems around the airport. During the construction of airport, it will face noise pollution from piling works. It can be solved by finding quieter machineries and equipment to settle out the piling works. Besides, place an acoustic barrier near the construction site to play a role as blockage of sound rain. Okay, after the construction of the airport, it will face the noise created by aircraft. The best way to prevent noise pollution is by reducing the interference of aircraft. Noise with public by controlling the land use. Okay, the other way is the company itself that produce the aircraft need to redesign the engine to make it better and improve. Besides that, we need to minimize the aircraft operation at night.
How about the solution taken for air and water pollution?
Okay, as we know, the pollution occurs after construction, air pollution. For air pollution, to prevent this from become chronic, we need to influencing airlines to cut emission from aircraft and by reducing emission from ground vehicle. To escape the dust particles to the atmosphere by spraying of water around the areas of borrow pits and quarry. This process is carried out at least 3 times, especially during dry season. Okay, other than that, use non-road engine power by gasoline and diesel fuel equipment. This is due to combustion of gasoline cause higher emission of carbon dioxide. Okay, lastly, for water pollution, the best way to solve is we need to construct a good drainage system.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, the project Kuala Lumpur International Airport 2 in Sepang, Selangor need the environmental impact assessment. The KLIA-2 has a new runway access which is 3,960 meters long and 60 meters wide, named as Runway 3. which is able to accommodate any aircraft opening at full capacity. It has been specified in the schedule of prescribed activities under the Environmental Quality Act 1974. According to the Environmental Quality Prescribed Activities, Environmental Impact Assessment, in the order of 1987, Item 2 Airport. Construction of airport having an airstrip of 2,500 meters long or longer must follow the Environmental Quality Act. Besides that, EIA is a planning tool for preventing environmental problems due to an action. Since KLIA-2 requires a large area to construct, therefore detailed site information must be studied and identified so that it can prevent the environmental impacts. Thank you.
Sir, can you tell us what is EIA?
EIA is required as a legal requirement in Malaysia under Section 34A for the Environment Quality Act 1974 for prescribed activities. EIA is also a study to identify, to predict, to evaluate and communicate information about the impact on the environment of a proposed project. Besides that, EIA also is to detail out the measure according to the project approval and also the implementation.
So, what is the objective of EIA?
Actually, the objective of EIA is to determine the impact, to examine and select the best alternative from the various options in site and also the technology.
Legally speaks, what is the act that is related to issue on KLIA 2?
According to some issue that is discussed earlier, there are some acts that is related to the issue on KLIA 2. First one, under Section 23, restriction on the noise pollution. First, no person shall, unless licensed, emit or cause or permit to be emitted any noise greater in volume, intensity or quality of the acceptable conditions specified under Section 21. In this case, the management team for the KLIA 2 must get the permit or license from the local government in allowing them for the operation of the airport. So, in order to have the valid license, KLIA 2 must obey the regulation ruled out by the government by not emitted any noise that greater in allowable frequency that were disturbing the authorities in surrounding.
Besides EIA, is there any act that related to the issue?
Yes, there is Strategic Environmental Assessment, or we call it SEA.
Actually, what is SEA?
Actually, SEA is a systematic decision support process which is function to ensure that environmental and possibly other sustainability aspects are considered effectively in policy, plan and program making.
Why SEA is encouraged to be implemented in airport planning?
Because the advantage of SEA to be implemented in airport planning in Malaysia is it has an advantage of anticipating the inclusion of measures for environmental protection, since it obeys the plan, program or policy to make an environmental sustainability, but in relation to the possible alternative for development.
Alright, thank you. We really appreciate for your time, sir.